Hi YouTube. Yeah, I wasn't really planning on doing a live tonight, so I'm gonna go off the cuff with what had happened today. Hi, who's everyone here? Welcome to Blue Flame. Um, Today was a very interesting day for me. Um, Woke up, completely different energy. Like, okay, my mood has shifted again, and I'm like, hi Ruby, how are you? How are you doing? And as I was coloring my hair this morning, you like my hair color? I washed the grays out. I got more of an auburn look now, guys. Hi, everybody. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. Very well could happen with you guys as well. I was getting more family stuff. Thank you very much. Um, I was getting some more family stuff, and I also got. Hi, Heather. How are you? Okay, that's the other thing I'm gonna have to bring up too. Heather, don't forget to remind me. I'm just gonna say it now. Folks, Heather is my tenant. She lives right next door. She's blessed to live next to Blue. Okay? However, Heather's been having a little bit of physical problems. So if you guys can keep her, send her a lot of healing energy, please. She needs it. That girl has busted her ass to make sure that I got paid throughout this whole coronavirus. Out of all my tenants, she's been the only faithful one. Not that my other tenant could help it. Now, the situation kind of reversed. Okay? So your girl's going to be okay. Now, Heather is having health problems. I don't want to go into the specifics, but it has to do with her sacral chakra region. And I sent her some. If you guys have any really good healing body, especially sacral chakra region and or skin um, stuff that you can send me for meditation, please send it to me so I can send it to her. I found some. Blue listens to this stuff all the time. I have it going 24/7. Um, but now it kind of flipped a little bit. So that girl's busted her ass this whole entire coronavirus and had made sure your girl got paid at least something. She was the only one. So please send her a lot of healing. She deserves it. Okay? Um as far as the things that are going with her, um obviously I'm not sure she can't work. Hello. I understand this. So, pray for quick healing. Obviously, I'm not charging her late fees or nothing like that. I told her to take her time, get better. So, your girl here, send her lots of healing energy. And, um, like I said, she's been the only faithful one. So, she's got integrity. Hard to come by these days. So, yeah. Either way, what happened today? Strange. Okay, Ruby. Thank you very much. Thank you for popping on. Um, I woke up in quite a very strange, nostalgic mood. And love. Mwah. And of course, you're well, thank you, she said. Um, and obviously when I'm in the bathtub, I was actually doing my hair. I get so much stuff when I'm doing my creative stuff. So I was doing my hair. Um, I got to talk to you a little bit about what we talked about last night too. Um, with my big um conclusion as to why um the main thing as far as alcohol and how I don't like it and how that's kind of a bottom line for me. Like, it's not that I have an issue with people who drink that can control themselves, but that has been about like kind of something that I've always attracted to me were people who were alcoholics or had problems in those areas. No shame on them. I get it. It happens. Like they get addicted. I understand this. Um, and then I got other synchronicities from another channeler who I've been talking to on the side that confirmed it. And as I'm getting around this morning, I started getting downloads of what I needed to do to clear it. As far as besides rebuking a certain liquor, my last name's Jaeger. Both my parents were Jaegers. Okay. So you can guess what was on my family line. Why was I attracting that to me? Or people who have issues with alcohol? Because somewhere in my family line, the Native Americans don't like alcohol. I had to clear that off my family line. No matter where it came in at, I had to ask for forgiveness. I had to get that energy out of my family lineage and clear that off the grid. So that's what I did. Then today, as I'm getting downloads, like the crazy person that happens to me all the time now, and I start hearing that I need to go to I was getting pieces of the puzzle. I needed to go to the spot where my grandpa was killed. And I was like, because I wanted to do this for a while and I have yet to do it. The last time I was going to do this, my car wouldn't start. The battery in my car was dead. That happened a few times, by the way. The last time I wanted to do this, my car battery was dead. This time, it starts pouring down raining as soon as I leave the house. I kid you not. So, as I'm sitting there getting around, not only did I get that I was supposed to do that, I grabbed my spirit box because I'm like, all right, me and Pat must have to have a talk or cross him over or something. And at least pay refuge to where it happened. Because obviously, I've told you in past streams, when people die an untimely death that they don't think they're going to die, sometimes spirits get stuck. They don't realize they're dead. That can happen in any kind of untimely death. A car accident is one of them. War is another one. Any kind of trauma, a fire, any of that kind of stuff. Overdoses, suicides. They can get stuck here. It's probably why the spirit of Judas has been all around. All of us. Can I get an amen? Yeah. Just saying. I have to bring it up. We have to laugh at this shit. Come on. Are you guys talking? Because I can't see anything. You guys aren't talking. Either way, um, not only was I told to do that as I'm getting around, I wanted to head back to the cemetery where they, because the cemetery is like maybe a few miles up the road. So I decided to do that. Pretty much my whole dad's side of the family is buried there. Great grandparents and all. A lot of my family roots are back that way. So I figured I would go. Then I was told, because it was some, I hate putting this out there, but I'm going to. One of the things I told you that my pops had lost my granddaddy when my dad was 9, right? Well, with that being said, the night that my pap died, um, my dad had walked around with a lot of guilt all these years because when they were trying to get my grandfather the last known place where he was having a good time and was still alive, besides when he got in that car with that person and they hit a tree, um, I was told to go there. So my dad and my grandmother and his little sister had went to try and get my pap to leave and come home because he was wasted, drunk. Well, he said he wasn't ready yet, and he offered to buy my dad food. And my dad said no. He was mad. He was mad at my grandpa. So, my grandpa, knowing my dad is mad at him, my dad feeling guilty because he was mad at him, I was told to go eat my father's burger. I went to the same place where my grandpa was last seen today. Um, and did what my dad regretted he didn't do. So I cleared that. And it was weird because when I was in there, I'm looking around and I felt so weird. But I was so grateful to be there. And I don't go to bars, people. We all know this. There wasn't that many people there. It was a very quiet place. But I went there and had dinner. And you could still see. Oh, thank you. Have a good night. Um, you could see the original flooring. Some of it was the original from when the place was built. So by doing that physical action, I'm not ever told to do anything by chance, okay? I've been in the middle of breaking this family karma for a really long time. For my family line. Just certain things that needed done. Like I said, my family, some of them come from royalty, okay? They're a royal lineage. And their bad behavior, I had so much karma to clear because of the dumb choices that my ancestors have made, my DNA ancestors that I had to clear, and I'm still working on it. So, like, this was a physical thing that I could do. And then after I left there, it was the best doggone burger too. I know, sorry you vegans on here, you don't eat meat. I apologize, but it was something I had to do. Universe told me to do it, so I did. And I felt very much at peace when I left there. And then I went down to the cemetery, which is right down the road. And I popped in there, and my whole family's buried in there. So a lot of my dad's side of the family is. And my pop was like, I could tell he was happy that I did what I did, but he's not too happy with all the weeds. Like, he's pretty pissed. All around his tombstone needs cut. Like, the weeds, this stupid bushy plant thing, I gotta cut it. Yeah, as soon as I got up to his tombstone, like, I could tell, like, he's like freaking weeds. So I gotta go out there and do that. I think that's part of the other reason he put me back. Like, he's annoyed with those weeds. Um, but also, it's like I cleared that whole grid that goes down through there. My family is extremely predominant in that area. My whole family is from that area. There's a lot of trauma with my family in that area. So, me being the grid worker I am, I said this when I went up to Vermont. Anytime I go into this mode, things just open up and I know the things that I'm supposed to do, and the universe gives me downloads as to why now that I'm doing them and what it's going to do for my karmic family line and how to break this stuff permanently. So, I don't know if any of that made any sense at all, but that's kind of what I did today. I was led by the spirit. So, now, when it came to actually going to where he was killed, I have not yet done that. Probably when I go out and cut the weeds, I'll do that. But there was a few words that came through the spirit box, but I don't really want to say what they were. Because I wasn't sure if it was definitely Pap or if it was one of my other ancestors that was in that cemetery, which I'm pretty sure it was. So I had an great uncle who died in World War II. So I'm pretty sure I felt like it was him pulling on me. So that might be something now that I have to clear. And very interesting, my sister just posted a picture of him, my great uncle, on Facebook like 2 days ago. So, like, all right, well, I guess that's going to be another one I'm going to have to deal with. My great grandmother, when he died in World War II, my great grandmother woke up in the middle of the night and knew it. Nobody, she didn't find out for a week. Heck, they had telegraphs back then, practically, but she didn't find out. Nobody called her. That's back in the days where the military just shows up at your door and says, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. That's a sync for you? Well, then you needed to hear it. So my grandmother was already being prepared. That was my grandmother's brother. The interesting thing with him, his name I'm pretty sure was, I know my grandmother's one brother was named Harry, and the other one was Leroy. My grandmother married a Harry and had a son named Leroy. What the hell? Very strange. So, Oof. Either way, I know that I'm supposed to go back up there probably within the next week or so. I'm gonna go see if I can get anything and take a candle and see if okay. Yeah, our ancestors are coming through like crazy right now. Like if you had any ancestors that um had died an untimely death, give them the option to cross over, please. Now's the time. We don't want them stuck here. We want them to be able to move interdimensionally like the rest of us will be able to do. We don't need our ancestors stuck on this plane any longer. So if you don't know how to cross people over, email me. I can tell you how to do it. Um, that's where we got to get to. No more being afraid of ghosts. Nothing to be afraid of. Oh, wow. I'm pretty sure my uncle, when he was killed, was at the Battle of the Bulge. I think he made Normandy, but he was killed at the bottom. Yeah, I know. Some people just are, though. I understand. I was one of them for a very long time. The shit I had happening in this house, it was pretty freaky. Uh, I think, I don't know if Heather's still on here. Heather can vouch for me, my tenant next door. It's funny. Um, when I was in college and I was living up in Jersey Shore, I had a tenant that was staying here, and she decided to have a séance, like a dumbass, here in my house. Well, guess what? She got more than she bargained for. She opened up a whole can of worms. And when I came back to survey the damage when she was gone, I'm sitting up. Heather was upstairs with me, and she's like, "Oh my goodness." I'm like, "Yeah." Oh, me, I don't want somebody to have my ashes. I don't know where I want dumped yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere very exotic. If I even lose this, at one point, I guess his body will probably die, but I don't know. It might just transform. Who knows? It'll shed at one point, but I don't think it's going to be like taste death like some people have. You mean like poltergeist stuff? Well, I'm very lucky because my sister has that ancestry.com. She's been working on this shit for a good 15, 20 years. I kid you not. She has our shit more than 6 generations, all the way back into our homelands. And she's still getting hits from other people around the world of ancestors. So, if I ever want to know anything, I just get a hold of her. Yeah. What do you know about this? That's how I found out my one grandfather, great grandfather, was like a mineralogist or like a gemstone person. Like, oh, so that's where I get that from. Okay. Okay. Funny, my dad turned into an electrician. Yes, he did. Bunch of craftsmen through my family. Apparently, some of them like to make fucking alcohol too. How dare they? No wonder we were fucking pulling in alcoholics, our whole fucking family. That's why. Thanks a lot. Or struggling themselves with it. It's a mess. And that's only on my dad's side, not my mom's. So I'm pretty sure it came down through my dad's lineage. Now my mom has some issues on that side, but I'm trying to figure out how far that goes back. However, that wasn't created till like the 1900s. So I don't think it's that far back. Came through that somebody who made that had ties to my family or tied it into my family lineage. So I'm calling that back. They tapped into my family's prosperity and used it for fucking evil. What was rightfully ours. And then I don't know who my ancestors pissed off, but they must have pissed off somebody. That's all I can say. For them to be able to tap into the lineage and shit. And then create one of the biggest blackout freaking liquors of all time. Just saying. Dude, when I got a story about that liquor. I don't like black licorice, first off. I don't like it at all. I think it's disgusting. But does get you really messed up. Do a couple Jaeger bombs and you're on your ass. Yes. And that's what my friends always did. They'd buy shots of Jaeger bombs. Well, I'd have blackout nights because of it. And I wasn't the nicest person. I could get very mean on that shit. That's why I'm like, no more of that for me. Same with American Honey for some reason. I don't touch that shit. Every once in a while, I will have a cocktail. A small one. And it better taste fruity and it better taste good. So, Jaeger bomb to me, or Jägermeister, is disgusting. Either way, enough of that. That's off my family line now. Now, when I go out to the thing, it's going to be a complete and total clearing because I'm going to go and do a blessing where he was taken out by dark forces. And it just so happens, I also got I know he was a divine masculine. Him and me mirror so much of our lives. I've asked my dad questions about him. Both of us struggle with a lot of the same things. You want to know another thing about my pap? It's gross. When he was in World War II, he was over in the Pacific Theater. He's a Pisces. Guess what he did on a Navy ship? He was a firefighter. I'm a fire sign. So, well, that's what he did on those ships. And I find that ironic. Him being a Pisces in the Navy, obviously, on water. But he was a firefighter. Kind of funny. He knows I'm the firefighter of the family. He catching my drift, folks? It's been a very crazy downloaded day. So, by the way, um, also, I had spoken to Fella, and he's going to curb on the drinking and driving. I told him I can't do that. The guy got such a good heart. Dude, like, that is one flaw. I can't. So, good person, though. I'm not going to say that there wasn't some overreactions on my part. Last week's energy, triggering. And it all triggered me back to this with clearing this grid and the ethereal out there where all those roads my path traveled. Going back through the karmic line with Christ consciousness, with my vibe, and just releasing as I'm going. All that dark, traumatic, negative energy that has plagued my family for far too long. Well, my stuff is personal stuff too, and then it turned into this is why. I get the sequence. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Then I get the download as to why. And I understand the trauma, and I understand my core trauma, and I understand where it came from now. And how to heal it. This is a healing modality. I've been staying offline mostly. The only thing I've been getting on is YouTube. Because the rest of us know what we're going through. Facebook is so low vibrational, I can barely stand it. Unless I'm posting something crazy. You want to know another thing I got? Those face diapers are making you wear. This was another thing that I got. The trees, for you vegans out there, the trees and the plants are not very happy right now. I was just out in the woods today. We spoke. And I'm getting a download about sitting in the midst of the forest, because I was up at RB Winter State Park, which is nothing but a big, huge state forest. She's right up the hill from the Forest House and the Forest Hill Cemetery. And that was my grandfather, my cousin is still frequent back there. So it's generational. Nice. It's fall here. It's fall equinox. It's beautiful. I wish I would have taken pictures. All the leaves, it was just raining the whole time. I went and sat under a pavilion and just soaked up. I didn't have no mask on. Or should I say face diaper? Oh, I shouldn't say mask. Um, One of the things that I got was how the plants have so freely, and Mother Earth has so freely been giving us oxygen. The human species needs oxygen to breathe, correct? Or we die. What happens if we lose oxygen? We die, correct? We've been depriving plant and our plant and tree life with CO2. We've been depriving ourselves of oxygen and depriving the plant and tree life with the CO2 it needs. Our carbon dioxide, it's kind of like the cycle of life here, folks. They need us as much as what we need them. They need our CO2 as much as we need oxygen. They clear our air for us, but they can't do a good job if we're not helping and aiding. Does this make sense? Exactly. So, yep, we need to be doing it out in nature, though, too. The fact that they've been making people unnecessarily wear face diapers, they're not just attacking us, they're attacking the earth as well. So, that isn't a political stance or anything like that. I'm just telling you from a scientific and etheric revelation I got. They need us as much as what we need them. They need our CO2. We need their oxygen. It's a cycle of life. Take off the face diapers, people. We don't have nothing to be afraid of. 99.7% chance of living? Come on at this point. That's all I have to say about that. That segment. That's probably part of the reason why I've been breeding my vines as much as I have. I've been putting them all over my house. To show plant life and plant love in my own environment. So I think one thing that I think I'm going to do this year, see about planting a tree somewhere. I know I have to have a tree out here trimmed or taken down. That is a definite. Because of the way it's freaking leaning over and all that other stuff. But I'll replant another one. Anything else? Well, yes. You guys very well could be hearing similar things. Maybe about your ancestors. Maybe about something tangible that you need to do. That's why I said write down your dreams. Write down what you're hearing. It's not in vain. You're getting codes. Yep. I like it in the forest. It's peaceful. It was it was funny because I was hearing crows back there, like snitching me out for being back there. So, yeah, I'm getting snitched out right now. I get it. They're over there talking to each other, saying about there's a human here without a mask, folks. I'm bad. It's one of those humans. I did not. I did see deer, but they weren't alive deer. I saw a few dead ones, so I was concerned about that too, because we all know about the Lightworker Starseed reading that doggone deer, and I was out where deer go, and frequently cross the road. How you doing, Jack? But yep, got to say hi to my Graham Node. Ay, ay, ay. I was 8 years old when she passed away. Yep, I remember that. That was the creepiest funeral I was ever to in my life. I didn't like it. But I actually, like I said, I was getting some major revelation and some answers as to why we've been pulling in jack wagons, at least in my family. So I had to clear it, and I'm thinking we're good now. Um, I really have sensed. And like yesterday, I ended up. I took my dad's truck back, and I ended up at the store to go grab some extra things before this. And I'm probably gonna go one more time before this election, but I walked in, got what I needed, and I was leaving and bringing the cart back, and I saw this woman walk into the store I was just in as I was leaving. Well, I decided to run up to Sunoco and grab a few, make sure that I had not Sunoco, Turkey Hill, to make sure that I had a few things here because I wasn't sure what I was doing today or what was going to happen. Obviously, this was like last minute. This is complete Aries Fool going on a journey type thing. Short distance travel, yes. Um, Going off the cuff by faith, listening to my intuition, and doing what I felt like the universe was telling me to do. So, besides color my hair today, that happened. Um, so I end up in Turkey Hill, and the same lady that had just walked into the store that I was at walked in behind me at Turkey Hill. And of course, she put on her mask. And I just smiled at her and I was like, "How are you?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah." Well, I looked at her and I said, "Honey, you don't have to wear that mask." And she's like, "Huh?" I'm like, "You don't have to wear that." And I explained the whole oxygen CO2 thing like I just did with you guys. And I said, you don't deserve to be yelled at by anybody. And I certainly ain't going to yell at you. I said, this is kind of all bullshit. And the guy behind the counter started cracking up laughing. He knew I was right. And she took off her mask. Like, I'm not saying everybody's going to be as nice as I am. But the survival rate, like, you don't have to wear that thing. Don't do it to yourself. Isn't it much nicer to see someone smile and be happy? Because I'm not wearing no doggone face diaper. And she said, God bless you. And she gave me a hug. Hey. And then she even offered to carry, like, I had got soda. She grabbed my soda and my cigarettes, and she's like, I'll carry these out for you to the car. That's how I'm being in my community with people. So, not to mention, and I don't want to bring this up, right, but she was black. I get along with everybody. There's so much tension going on when they can see somebody that's happy and has absolutely no fear or hatred or anger in their face. That's what the world needs right now. Big time, that's what the world needs right now. Just somebody who's just sitting and laughing at these morons. As the light workers and star seeds that we are, we're here to spread light. Absolutely, we're here to spread joy and love. And the more you give out, and the more you transmute, and the more that you obey, the more blessed you'll be. Yep. Dark forces like nowhere to hit me. That's for sure. However, I'm not letting them get to me. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. But like I said, I could use your prayers and protection, and so could my tenant. So if you could say a prayer for Heather, I'd appreciate it. Like I said, it was Anna for 6 months, and not it was neither one of their fault. It just things happen. So you can't get mad at stuff like that. It's just, and if people do, they have absolutely no freaking heart at all. I get it. Everybody's stressed out and living in a stressed out world. I'm choosing to draw love to me. How do you get it? You give it understanding and compassion, which the world desperately needs. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and y'all know I could be dick. Y'all know I could be a dick. Blue can be a real bitch sometimes. But it's only because I love you. And it's no longer about being a victim. And it's no longer about, doggone it, what we don't want. Now it's what we do want and deserve. That's pretty much what I have to say for the night. Like I said, I was off and running most of the day. And wanted to come on, at least let you know where I was, that I'm not trying to shimmy down on the light work or starseed reading, so be looking for it either tomorrow or Wednesday. It'll be coming, so I'll get it to you as soon as possible. I will put it on my community page, or maybe I'll just change the time or the date or whatever. That way you guys have it. I love you. Have a great night. If you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comment section. If you need a reading, you know where to find me. beautifulmind4275@gmail.com. Also, thank you all for your donations and everything that you guys have done for me. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys are such a blessing. So thank you. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the donations. I appreciate you. More than you know. So I shall see you all later. Have a good one. Bye.